How are you, Saman?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you too?
I'm also good. Are
Yeah.
you from Nagpur?
Yes, yes, I'm from Nagpur.
What's the weather here? I saw it's very
Actually,
raining.
I'm properly from Nagpur, but right now I'm
Hmm.
residing in Pune as I'm
Okay.
working. That's why.
Okay. Nagpur weather is unconditional as of now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Okay. We have Sarthak also,
okay.
uh, who's having more than 6 year experience. Am I right, Sarthak?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So he's taking your interview. Actually,
Fine.
I'm in more than in React and JavaScript part. I'm not in technically sound in Java platform. So
Okay.
Sarthak, we have a special guest to taking your interview. So okay,
Hi, Sarthak.
Yeah, hi, Saman.
so I have checked your resume.
Yeah.
You have patent one project, right?
Yes.
What is it? Can you some give me brief? It's very excited to see
Uh,
something.
sure, sure.
Mhm,
So basically, it is a weed elimination module. We have built it in our throughout our
mhm,
as our college project. So
mhm,
basically, it is an idea of for the farmers to eliminate most of the physical works on the field, like most of the insects and weeds are harming the crops and the farming lands as well. So to
okay.
uh, reduce that issues, we have implemented this module. What the module is about, I'll tell you. The module is consisted with a four-wheel drive, and the four-wheel drive will just automate on the farming land, and the module is containing with the lasers and the camera module for scanning the weeds and insects, and it will just automate, and while
Mhm.
automating, it will just pinpoint on the weeds or the insect, and it will just kill it.
Okay, is it any role for software in this project or is it completely mechanical project?
No, no. Software part is like we have used.
Mm-hmm.
It is a totally IoT based project. We have
Mm-hmm.
connected a database throughout it, and we have integrated some of the pictures of the weeds for the accuracy for pinpointing the weeds and insects over there.
Okay, it's very nice. Something having some patent project is very good
Yeah.
performance in terms of resume.
Right.
Okay, okay, over to you, Sarthak. Now, thank you.
Yeah, okay. So, Saman, tell me something about yourself, your work experience, the technologies that you have worked on, and your current project that you're working on.
Fine. So I'll start with my introduction first. My full name is Mohd Saman Sheikh, and I am basically from Nagpur. And I have completed my BTech in Electronics and Telecommunication from GH Raisoni Institute of Technology, Nagpur. And after passing out, I got a placement into the Sagitech Solutions. I have around 2.6 years of experience as a Java developer in the same company. So my expertise is in Java, Spring Boot, Hibernate, REST APIs, and MySQL. I have also worked on the projects in human resource management systems and auto account loading, which is specifically the banking domain project. And now I am looking for the opportunities to contribute to the organization and just exploring the new technologies. And outside of the work, I like exploring new technologies, and I'm more inclined towards continuous improvement of the skills.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
So, which Java version you are working on currently?
Java 17, Java 8.
Java 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me some features that are introduced in Java 8?
Sure. The One of the most commonly used feature in the Java 8 is Lambda expressions, which enables functional programming for reducing the large amount of code. The second one, it is Stream APIs for processing the collections of objects and supports functional style operations. And third one is the default methods is introduced in the interface after Java 8, which allows adding new methods to interface without breaking the existing implementations. And the functional interfaces, which have only one abstract method over there, and the optional classes. So there are many features which are
Okay.
demonstrated.
So
introduced.
as you mentioned, like optional classes, why? What is the use of optional classes? Why do we use them?
Okay, so optional class is used to handle the potential null values. Like it helps to avoid the null pointer exceptions by providing a clear way to indicate if a value is present or not.
Okay,
Basically, it improves the code readability and yeah, the robustness.
okay.
Yeah.
So which type of wrapper object does this optional class accepts? Like, does it works on integers or strings?
Yeah, int double boolean values, so optional of integers, optional of strings we can use to wrap those values inside, or to wrap those
Okay,
types.
okay.
Just I think it is disturbing the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, no issues.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
what is a functional interface?
Okay, so functional interface is the interface having only one abstract method inside it. It is designed to be used with the lambda expression to represent the single function. It can have any number of default and static values as well, but the public but with the public modifier, it has to be only one abstract method along with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, like, what was the need of static methods introduction? Like, we introduced it, like, default methods are introduced in functional interfaces. What is the need of static methods? Why two different things?
Okay, so the basically the static method is introduced to have the way to define the utility method that are directly associated with the interface. Or yeah, is it okay now?
Yes, yes.
Sorry for the apology.
No issue.
My laptop suddenly gets shut down. I
No
don't know
issue.
what type of issues I might be running with.
Yeah, no issues. Okay, so let's continue.
Yeah.
Um so now tell me, what are some predefined functional interfaces that Java has provided us?
Okay, so there are many interfaces like the runnable interface we can consider, or the comparable interface is there, which has only one abstract method over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's move to core Java. So,
Okay.
like, what's the difference between equal to and dot equals to?
Okay. So the equal to are the equality operators used for the primitive types to compare the actual references, whereas the equals method is something present inside the object class that designed for the object comparison, or to compare the values inside holding by the references, just to check the values inside the references. The equals method is used, and to
Okay,
check the references, the equal operator is used.
okay, that's fine. So, okay, tell me why strings are immutable.
Strings are immutable because if you are dealing with um, uh, some sort of string values used as a parameter. So for, let's say for example, in network connections or file paths, that cannot be altered by malicious code after validation, or preventing the secured vulnerabilities. So just to have the thread safety features, strings cannot be changed, and um, they are they can be considered as a thread safe because of this. As they cannot be changed, the strings are
Okay,
immutable.
that's fine.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the difference between the heap memory area and stack memory area?
Okay. So the basically the heap and stack memory, the stack memory stores the method calls or the local variables or the references of an object to the heap, and the stores but the actual objects and the instance variable are stored inside the heap memory. So
Okay,
if we talk about the size of the stack memory, like it is smaller than the heap, but the fixed type of we can consider it is a fixed size per thread. if you are dealing with the
Okay,
multi-threading,
that's
then
fine. I got your point. That's fine.
yeah.
What's the difference between string builder, and string buffer?
Okay. So basically, string is all these are the classes. Like if I talk about the string, it is immutable. Once created, its values cannot be changed. If I talk about thread safety, I have mentioned that it's immutable as well. And uh, the performance, if I talk about, it can be less efficient for frequent modification due to new object creation. And if I come over to the string builder, it is mutable. String builder and string buffers are the mutable ones whose values can be changed without creating a new object. So in string builder, they are not thread safe. Even the performance wise, the string builder is faster than the string buffer. And for single threaded, the string can be manipulated within
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, I got your point. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what's the difference between final, finally, and finalize?
Sure. So the final is basically the keyword used to make a variable constant. Uh, it can be applied to the variables or the methods or the classes uh, to just make it constant. If I apply on the methods cannot be overridden by its subclasses. And if I applied it on the classes, it cannot be the classes cannot get inherited with the final keyword.
Okay.
And the finally block comes up with the try and catch block while handling the exceptions. So once the flow comes into the try, then it doesn't depends whether the catch block is executing or not. The final block will definitely execute to perform some sort of closing to execute some sort of concluding methods to execute, like destruction method or closing methods. So for that we can use the finally block. And the finalize method is something, a method that is inherited from the object class, used for the garbage collection, that might
Okay.
get called before destroying of an object.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Uh, Tell me what's the difference between a list, a set, and a map?
Okay. So these are the interfaces getting inherited from the collection interface. So if we talk about the differences between all these three, then the list maintains the insertion order of an element, which allows duplicate. We can store multiple elements over there. And if I talk about the set, it is an unordered collection. Generally, does not maintain the insertion order, but insertion order can be maintained with the linked hash set, which is the implemented class of it. So there is no duplicates are allowed. Only unique collection is there inside set. And the map is used to store the key value pairs for an element. And it uses the unique key must be there, and the values can be duplicate inside the map. And we can have uh, insert to main it does not maintain the insertion order, but it can maintain the sorted order with the help of tree map, which is the inherited class of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between hash map, linked hash map, and tree map?
Okay, so hash map is like we can consider does not guarantee any order of the element. The iteration order can even change within the hash map. And the performance wise, um, we can perform the insertion, deletion, retrieval. So performing this operation will make it faster for the use. And no null, only one null value, null key can be allowed, but the multiple null values can be allowed inside the hash map. And linked hash map is like it maintains the insertion order when you iterate it. So the elements are written into the order we are inserting in, uh, according to our insertion. And performance wise it is slightly slower in comparison with the hash map due to maintaining the linked list for order, and
Okay,
only one null key is allowed inside that. And if I talk about the tree map just stop uh, give the sorted entries by according based on their keys, based on the natural ordering.
that's fine.
Yeah.
How does a hash set works internally?
Hash set basically uses the hash code principle inside it. So when you create a hash set, it internally creates an instance of a hash map. Uh, or when you add an element to a hash set using the add method, that element is stored as a key in the internal hash map. The value associated with this key is constant, and usually a static final object is called present.
Okay, that's fine. So tell me what's the difference between comparator and comparable?
Okay, comparator is uh, these both are used to compare the objects or the interfaces. Basically, these are the interfaces used for sorting the objects in Java. They provide different approaches like comparable, like if we want to sort according to the natural or default sorting order for the object class, the class. It has the compare to method. In case of the comparable interface, it has a compare to method whose return type is int, and the method compares the object with the with the this keyword. If we are using inside this, then we can use this keyword inside the comparable. And if I talk about the comparator has a compare method, and it uh, what we say it believes on the custom sorting logics. Suppose if you want to perform some sort of custom sorting on the list or any of the objects, we can perform with the compare method.
Okay. Have you worked on multi-threading?
Yes, I have worked.
So what is multi-threading?
Multi-threading is basically uh, uh, if you want to perform multiple tasks or the multiple if you want to perform multiple tasks within the same project, we can go with the multi-threading. The, so the um, yeah, whereas each thread is a lightweight and independent path of execution, it allows parallel processing, making it efficient use of multi-core processor inside it. So this comes up with two scenarios: whether if you want to the thread uh, to get executed one by one, or one after another, or if we want all the threads to executed at the same time, we can uh, make it by so by default it is the multi-processing is done by default, and if we want the threads to get executed one after another, then we can go with the by making the methods all the methods synchronized over there to
Yeah,
achieve the
that is
thread
fine.
safety.
What are the two ways to create a thread?
We can use with the help of thread class, and with the help of runnable interface,
Which
as
one is
though
suggested?
sorry,
Which one is the preferred way?
runnable interface, as
Why?
we are having as we can create a new class that implement the runnable interface that can override the run method inside it. It is an functional interface, as we know. So just to start or to start a thread, we can create an instance of the runnable class, and then creating the thread object by passing our runnable instance to its constructor. And uh, finally we can call the start method of a thread on the thread object.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between start and run?
Start creates a new thread and then calls the run method in the new thread. And the run method executes the code within the current thread, and just like any other method call, without creating a new thread, we can
Okay,
call the run method.
that's fine. What's the difference between wait and sleep?
Okay, wait is something like that releases the lock for an object, or puts the thread into the waiting state until it's notified or interrupted. It's typically used inside the thread inter-thread communication, and whereas the sleep method pauses the execution for current thread for a specified time duration. We have
Okay,
to explicitly specify time over there. In
so is the lock released or not when sleep is called?
when the sleep is called, no, when the sleep called, the thread lock does not release any lock. It currently holds yeah, it simply just pauses the execution for the
That's fine.
specified time we have given.
Okay, that's fine. What is
Yeah.
the join method in threads?
Join method is inside the thread, means the current thread wait until the main thread is called. It will wait for the main thread to finish its execution, and it is used to ensure that the thread completes its work before other thread proceeds.
Okay, that's fine.
So just to check whether the current thread has completed its execution or not. Uh,
Uh, have you worked on exception handling?
yeah.
So, what is the difference between checked and unchecked exceptions?
Checked exceptions usually occur at the compile time, where the compiler forces us to either handle this exception using try catch block or by declaring them within the signature using throws keyword. And while the unchecked exceptions mostly occurs at the runtime, where the compiler does not forces us to handle that exceptions or to throw or to declare any exceptions with the throw keyword. If I give any example of the checked and unchecked, some of the IO exceptions like SQL and SQL exceptions is we can consider as the checked exceptions, and the null pointer exceptions or array index auto bound exceptions are comes under the unchecked
Okay,
exception.
that's fine. Can we override a method that throws a checked exception?
Yes, we can override the methods which throws the checked exception, right? Yes, we can
Right.
override. Yeah.
And is are there any rules for that that we need to take care of?
Yeah, so the overriding the overriding method cannot have a cannot throw a new keyword like the broader checked exceptions that than having the overridden methods over there. And it can throw the same checked exception, but a subclass of the checked exception should be there, and it can throw any unchecked exception like
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine. What is try with resources?
Try with resources. um Try with resources is like we can consider, I think it ensures the that resources that are closed automatically, which make the code cleaner and less uh, less error code we can consider, like any object that implements um, auto closable or the closable uh, classes over there that can be used as a resource in the statement.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
don't have much idea about the try with
No
resource.
issues. Uh, so can we have a catch block without a try block?
No, we cannot have the it with the without the catch, because if you want to handle the exception with some sort of statement, then the catch block will become the mandatory for us to use there.
But I asked, like, can we have a catch block without a try block?
Okay. Um, no, that as well not possible. The catch block must have associated with the try block.
Okay, that's fine. And can we have a try block without a catch block?
No, that's also not possible. No, in that case, we can have um, like uh, if we are using the finally block along with the try block, then in that case we can eliminate the catch block to write it write it over in the program.
I was asking, what do we mean by @Spring Boot application annotation?
Okay, so the Spring Boot application annotation is the combination of the three annotations, which is basically the auto enable auto configuration and the configuration and the component scan annotations. So consisting these three types of annotation, we can uh, consider as it's at the Spring Boot annotation, which
Okay,
basically allows our entire project to uh, make an modernized enterprise application.
okay. So, what do we mean by @configuration annotation?
Configuration is like if you want to suppose if you want to perform some sort of operations on with the database inside the Spring Boot app with the help of Spring Boot annotations, we can basically it reads the configuration file which we have given in the application.properties we have given inside the Spring Boot applications. Whatever the operations or the port we have to perform the
Okay,
operations. Yeah.
okay. Um, so tell me, what's the difference between @qualifier and @primary annotation?
uh, Qualifier and primary annotations.
Yes.
So the primary annotations designates a default bean to be injected when no specific bean name or the qualifier is provided over there. And the qualifier annotations allows us to for the precise selections for a specific bean by its name or a custom qualifier or the overriding any at the rate primary annotation setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are profiles in Spring Boot?
Profiles in Spring Boot is basically what we can consider. Actually, I don't have the idea about the profiles
Okay,
annotation.
no issues. So, what is entity? What is an
Entity.
entity class?
Okay, so the entity is something like we are defining is specifically in the context of Java persistence API and the Hibernate. The annotation of the entity which tells the Hibernate or JPA that there is some specified class in the Java which you have to consider into the database as a table just to uh, it must have a which must have a primary key or that typically marked with the at the rate idea annotations along with it.
Okay. Why do we use @column annotation?
um, to specify the column name or to perform the multiple operations on the column nature like performing uh, modify the field name into the database or to modify the column size over there just to perform various operations upon the column we can use column annotations or to specify the field that this is the specific field we are considering it as a column into the database.
Okay. What's the difference between @request body annotation and @request param annotation.
Okay. So the request body annotation is used to bind the HTTP request body to a parameter of a controller method, whereas the uh, request parameter annotation, request param annotation is used to specify a parameter into the same manner as we done with the request body. It
What's the
deals with.
difference between a path variable and a query parameter?
Okay, so the path variable is used when we are fetching some sort of value from the server, like uh, basically this path variable and query parameters are used to pass the data into the URL, but they serve different purposes. Like path variable is typically uses and used to identify a specific resource or a part of hierarchical structure. Like example, if the URL is appending the values http colon something like that, and at the last it contains with the id. So if you want to perform operations on inside the controller, we can use at the rate path variable, and the query parameter is appended with the URL after a question mark over there, like as a key value pair. We can separate it by and
Okay, that's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. What's response entity?
Response entities, like if you want to it is a basically it is a class in the Spring framework that represents the entire HTTP response, which gives you the complete control over the status of code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone just share your screen
Sure.
and open any text editor.
Okay. Notepad will be okay with you, sir?
Yeah, that is fine.
I'll just open the notepad. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So suppose you have an employee object.
Okay.
Now tell me, how will you find the highest salaried employee? The employee has an attribute as a salary. Now tell me, how will you find the highest salaried employee?
Highest
You can
salary
use
employee.
any way. Yeah, you can use any way in
Okay.
Java
Let's
with
say
the.
I'm having employee object. Okay.
Yes.
So do I have to tell you the flow, or do I have to perform the operations on the notepad?
Just just assume that yes, we have an employee object and it has an attribute as salary.
Okay.
Now I just want to find the highest salaried employee. So how will you solve that using Java?
Okay. While I'll bind them all the employees into the list. Let's consider we have the list of employees over there. I'll just make it and show you.
Can you little bit zoom if it is possible?
Yeah, yeah. Is
Yeah.
it okay?
Is it okay?
Yes.
Uh, do I have to add some sort of employees, or you'll just consider this as a list of employee? Will that
Yeah,
be?
I'm considering it as a
Yeah.
list of employees. No need to add.
Okay. So if we want to perform we are considering we have mentioned the getter set inside the employees class. So
Yes, yes.
let's say
Yeah.
we have the list for. we can directly perform the Java ATL. Is it okay, sir?
So are you sure it will work?
Employees. EMP dot.
Can you just open an online Java compiler and just run this?
Okay.
Can we open any online? Actually, Eclipse having issue, I think, in this laptop.
Yeah, it will open just a second.
Mhm.
I don't know why it is not opening. Okay, fine. I'll open the online compiler. So, um,
Just quickly create one employee class and
yeah,
just give one parameter salary. And create a getter.
okay. Yeah. I think the sources are not here just to.
So just you just manually create a simple get method.
Okay.
Are you sure the getter is correct?
Getter method. No, no. No.
So if we are trying to fetch the salary, what should be the return type of this
Ah,
method?
return type should be the salary only. Yeah.
Still just check once. Just check that method again. So what's the return type of the method?
It's void. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yes.
I'll just copy it. I think it will work, sir.
Okay, let's try that. But where are we fetching the result? Where are we storing it and are we printing it?
Okay, we are not printing it. Okay. This we can get. Audio. Okay, this is not showing.
Will this colon be printed? The colon that you have given?
No, no.
Yeah. There are a few errors still.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me, so inside one file, how many classes can be? Should we just have one class or we can have multiple classes?
Sorry.
In one file, in one Java file,
Okay.
can we only have one class or we can have multiple classes?
Multiple classes we can have
But
in one Java.
what's the one thing that we need to take care of? Can all the classes be public or which class should be public?
No, not all the classes has to be public. Like if you are defining, I think.
Okay, so we can just have one class as public
Yeah.
and the rest has to be without public.
This default.
Yeah, so just remove public from the class employee.
Yeah. Still three errors are there.
Just show me the code once, scroll up. So, like, okay, where are you using reference operator here? So in your expression, in your stream API expression, how are you fetching the salary?
Here.
So what is this double colon sign that you are using?
Um, a method reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like what are the rules of using this reference operator? So like is this correct the way you are using this employee double colon get salary?
Either we can use instead of this. Just a second.
So like you are using the class name to access the method get salary, but it will be only possible if that get salary method is static,
Right.
right? So
Right.
in
Right. Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
What is this minus sign?
it is not minus sign. Basically, I'm using lambda function here.
Yeah, correct.
Where I'm getting error.
No issues. I can get your logic, but there are some minor mistakes in this expression. So I want you to just, after the interview,
Okay.
try to figure out what is wrong here, and
Yeah.
then try to rectify these things.
Fine.
I'll just give you one last query on SQL,
Yeah.
and then we can wrap up the Java part.
Sure.
So suppose uh, you have employee and in SQL.
Okay.
So it has parameters like ID, name, and salary.
Hmm.
How will you find duplicate records? I want to fetch the duplicate records. Write a query for that.
Okay. We can use count. You want the names of the duplicate records, right?
Yeah, you can like get the names or all
Okay.
the
Fine.
fields.
Fine. Fine.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Yeah. Any mistake here?
Over here it should be the comma.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Mohit, I am done from my end.
Mhm.
So you can proceed with the front end part.
Okay, so Saman, are you having any experience in front end?
No, actually, I don't have the direct experience with the front end, but I have some sort of knowledge about it.
Okay, are you preparing to get full stack developer or are you doing
Uh,
some training or
I'm
something?
looking for the opportunities as a backend developer only, but
Okay.
still I get an opportunity to get an experience as an hands-on on the front end as well. I can,
Mhm. No, if you don't have any that kind of experience, that is okay. Meanwhile,
yeah,
the Java for your Java interview, we will share your feedback, detailed feedback over your mail. I can
okay,
take the feedback from Sarthak, detailed feedback, so I will share it to you.
sure.
Meanwhile, what about is Sarthak? What's the they're having a what is having the drawback things what they need to be overcome?
Yeah, please let me
Mm,
know.
if you have anything in your mind, you can share it.
Sure. So like your knowledge is good, Saman. Like you managed to answer almost all the questions.
Yeah.
One thing you need to focus on is a bit on your communication skills.
Okay.
Don't get nervous.
Yeah.
Try to be confident,
Okay.
because sometimes, even if we remember the concepts, we tend to forget them
Right. Right.
if we get nervous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, rest, everything is good. Also, apart from the conceptual knowledge, try to focus a bit on the coding part.
Yeah.
Yeah, rest all is good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.